Alright, we're starting the morning off a little different today. It's 3 in the morning. This is Jacob Bro style.
I know a lot of people they get up at 5. Why not get up a little bit earlier? Give us a little head start of the day. Get our mind, body, and spirit active. Let's go. If you want to make the rest of the day so easy, why don't you just do the really hard things first in the morning? Because if you have that power of momentum to start your day, it's going to carry on over to the rest of the day and allows you to just keep on moving, use that power of momentum.
Gabe, what are you doing right now, bro?
Boy, sleeping. I'm gonna come Jake from state, bringing to myself.
Today's the day we are finalizing a partnership and we're going to be hitting the ground running. I think the one we're partnering with is Lucas. We're gonna be hopping on the phone with him in a few hours, finalizing things. I'm gonna be doing the 5 steps to a Ferrari in 120 days. It's just gonna give me a lot of clarity, I think. I'll be doing that later. Let's go. I love you guys. Let's call Lucas and finalize some stuff. No answer. Like, even though he's not answering right now, like, I know I'm gonna find the right partnership. And there's no doubt in my mind. I think when it comes to scenarios like this, what really differentiates people from succeed and people who don't succeed is that the faith gets lost. When someone loses an opportunity, I think so many people, they take it as a negative thing. When in reality, God was like, okay, if you went that way, you would have been screwed. Like, I'm guiding you this way. If Lucas doesn't answer, no worries. Like, I know we're gonna find someone else. I'm not gonna try to rush into things and try to do it myself. I have to find the who, because that'll literally save me probably a month and a half of the time. Instead of trying to grind a month and a half myself, leverage someone else's 2 years they've already been in the industry. Something I did that I think it's really gonna help me out, like I just said, is I have 5 steps to a Ferrari. Find the right partner. Recruit like an absolute maniac. Sell and lead by example. I have to be the one that sells the most. Continuously tweak the system as I grow to 15 sales guys and 15 window cleaners. Go to the dealership and buy a Ferrari. 5 simple steps, baby. Let's get it. Let's secure number 1 first. And as I go through the series, we're gonna start crossing these off. Man, I noticed, like, as we started gaining popularity and like people flying out saying what we changed your life and how our group is so amazing and like all these, like, you're the guy, you're so knowledgeable, oh my gosh, like you know so much. It gets to your head. And I didn't know it got to my head. I just listened to this podcast with Patrick Bet-David. He tells a story about how he was 21 and like what people are saying to him kind of got to his head. He realized that he's not there yet. He has to continually, like when people hype him up, he's got to be like, okay, like that's great, but like you can't let that satisfy you in a way. He wrote a book called Choose Your Right Enemies, and he realized the greats have the right enemies that fire them up. So I kind of just went through this thing today to really get my desire just there. Because if your desire isn't there, you're screwed. I don't know if this is going to be entertaining you guys watching this, but what is so important is the mindset part of this. And that might not be the entertaining part of selling and recruiting, the stuff like you like to see, but like, guys, the mindset stuff is so important, especially when you early start this off. You stop losing that hunger for some people.
We're about to get Jacob's little surprise going.
I'm excited, and look, I'm being coachable, learning from one of the best right here. This is Lane Lieb. He's actually one of the top producers in the office. He produces around 50 to 100K a month, soaking knowledge from the best.
This is my boy, Aaron.
All right.
Fernando.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing amazing.
What are you doing with that fancy thing? Here.
Lining is fire. Hold on.
Woo! I like it. We got Fernando right here, my man. He's a business owner, not just business advice, but one piece of life advice. For true success and happiness, what would you tell the younger people?
Well, I'm a high school dropout. I started my professional life with nothing. I would suggest to all the young guys to stay in school. I was lucky enough for me, I can sell. If you're a natural salesman like myself, and you be honest with the customers, that's it. Just perfect combination.
You gotta come meet this guy. He's the man.
He brings in a lot of happy customers like myself.
I think where you're at, Lucas, like I feel like I genuinely could provide the most value to you.
100%. I'm down with working together, bro. But if you're like Lucas, it needs to be 500. It needs to be this percent. Then I'll tell you straight up that it's just if your plan is to bring in 15 people, that's, oh my goodness. I mean, it's possible. I
love to, by the way, I love to hear that. Don't think that's hard for you to say though, because I love hearing that. And the point of me setting this goal was it feels impossible. And if you right there in this conversation almost said like, Gabe, like that's pretty possible, that means my goal was wrong. Like, I wanted this to feel as impossible as possible to get me to think outside the box in a special way. I'm okay with that because I'm gonna let room for God to kind of push me in certain directions, if that makes sense. I want you to understand too is like, I'm only gonna need that fulfillment for a very short amount of time until I start getting my feet on the ground and I start understanding the ropes. Does that make sense? By month 2, my goal, I mean, is to have an absolute whole team of 15 window cleaners matching the 15 sales guys of my own. Because at the end of the day, the biggest thing I need is just the learning curve. I can't go through that in the momentum.
And it like wouldn't make sense that if we started for a few months, your salesmen are selling for your cleaners, even though it's all under Buckle Boys. Like I wouldn't see that working. 30% goes to sales, 30% for the technical side with gas and insurance. The 40% profits that are left, the 20% we reinvest back in the business. So there's 20% left. What I envisioned is if you brought in 15, you'd get 10% of each cleaner, including their plans.
I think we just had a miscommunication. So you're saying that with the partnership with you, you do want it financially tied, and that you just want to give me an override of 10% on those guys instead of me incurring my own expenses.
Exactly. And I handle all the technical side, so that I know I can control the process, the quality, and it's all under our style, under all of our cleaning approach, so like methodology.
So yeah, I just think obviously we just haven't been talking about it that way the entire time, and I think I've tried to make that as clear as possible that like if something did work, I don't want to be financially or legally tied for a bunch of reasons. I think that'd be in both of our interests. The reason why I need the partnership, do you remember exactly what it was, right?
The learning curve.
So that's where you would come in. But listen, what I think we should do, because I hate FaceTime, I genuinely do, I think we should just like grab breakfast tomorrow and just talk about it in detail, because I think in person so much better. You can feel with other person's
thinking. Breakfast is fine. We can do like a 10:30 or something.
All right, get some rest, brother. Talk soon. Wow, complete misunderstanding. I think that's like the aspect of communication right there of like, I try to make that as clear as possible, that I do not want to be financially or legally tied. I know for a fact, like I can start this up on my own. At the end of the day, like I don't want to go through that learning curve, but I will, and I'll make it a lot bigger and better. I know for a fact, and I know I can still partner with other people. But that just fuels me. Let's go. Whoa! All right, let's go get some dinner tonight, and let's call it a night.
Won't you lay hands on me? Mirror my melody.
Hola.
Hola. En serio. Dale.
Hola.
Quiero que haga una foto, Gabriel. Gabriel, foto.
Un foto.
Foto.
Foto. Lo siento.